Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster, and in this video I want to go over the newest information regarding Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. As for those who don't know, Nintendo revealed a less than a minute long trailer earlier today, and in it we get to see Robbie and Purah featured in the game. And this is something not only myself, but I feel like tons of fans have been really looking forward to seeing in Age of Calamity, as we do see them much older in Breath of the Wild. Granted, Purah isn't really much older, but her age itself is over 100 years old. It's just that she reversed aged her actual body into a much younger kid than we even see 100 years in the past from how she looked. As 100 years ago, Purah was a bit older than Impa, as she is Impa's older sister, and we do get to see both her and Impa together in the same scene in this trailer, which is pretty cool. I do like how when Impa does kind of stare at Purah, she's like a bit shy or whatever, which kind of makes sense because, you know, Impa is the younger sister. She's maybe looking up to Purah in some sort of way. But obviously in Breath of the Wild that all changes, with Impa being the old one and Purah being the young one. Overall, I'm just really excited to see more of Purah as an actual young adult and not a little kid. But along with that, obviously we get to see Robbie, who is young, looking fresh, looking hip. I think it's pretty funny how when both Impa, Robbie, and I guess you could say Purah age, whether it's, you know, aging older or in reverse, they get a lot shorter. As in Breath of the Wild, all three of these characters are extremely short, but in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, they're all around the same height as Link and Zelda. Actually, Zelda is a bit taller than Link. I feel like that is something not only myself, but a lot of Zelda fans have also noticed that we can see in the trailer. And we don't normally see Link and Zelda walk really close together in Breath of the Wild's cutscenes, but now we can see that yes, Link is a short king. He is, you know, not the tallest guy out there, which always makes sense too. He's always petite, and I mean even mistook as a female, you know, with getting into Gerudo Town and everything from Breath of the Wild. But I just think it's funny to see that Link is the shortest one out of the gang. It's kind of cute. But alongside that, yes, we get to see both Purah and Robbie together, staring at the Sheikah slate, as they are the creators of all of this cool Sheikah tech, and they're probably going to be behind other things we're going to see throughout the game that might be new features and whatnot, because I mean we are going to see them in the past before they lost even more of their technology thanks to the Age of Calamity. But at the very end of the trailer, you literally see Purah and Robbie staring at the Sheikah slate, and then Purah does kind of react in a weird way, like they don't know what's going on. You can't really tell if Robbie's reacting in that way because Robbie has his goggles on, which is identical to what he wears, obviously 100 years in the future, but it looks far funnier on him in the future as it like kind of moves around and everything. We don't really get to see a clear look at the way the goggles move around in the trailer. It looks a bit more sleeker. Maybe it is lower tech than what it eventually became 100 years afterwards. But Purah and her design look very identical to how we could imagine her, as we don't really only see her as an old woman. Actually, we never really saw her old. We only see her really young, and then seeing her as a young adult isn't the craziest transition. I mean, Robbie's transition isn't that crazy either. The dude's hair is pretty accurate even 100 years down the line. Same thing with Purah. Actually, with Purah, the little red streak in her hair and that whole design is actually shown in the Creating a Champion book, which we get to see a slightly younger Purah as well in that book, and it shows us how we can imagine her when she was a young adult. Though, in my opinion, I feel like the Age of Calamity version of Purah looks far better than what we see in the rough design of her, but obviously that wasn't a final design, so it makes sense. And then Robbie, we don't really get to see him but being old in the Creating a Champion book, and some of his designs looked a bit bizarre, but obviously his final design fits very well with his young design. I think he looks hip, he looks fresh, he looks real cool. But alongside that, obviously, we do see Robbie in one of the small scenes literally have the baby egg-like guardian next to him, and it looks like he created that guardian. At least we can assume that. Alongside that, we also see, you know, just Purah, you know, connect with the group. But one thing that I think is really interesting is that they are both voice acted. Yes, we're gonna hear both Robbie and Purah talk in this. You actually get to hear it in the trailer, which I'll play both the English and Japanese trailer at the end of this video in full, as they're both less than a minute long. So I just kind of show you guys the full clip so you can hear all the voices, as the trailer does start with kind of the King of Hyrule scolding Zelda, and then it shows us Robbie and Purah throughout the scene. But the trailer's so small, I don't see a point in breaking it down, as, like I said, it's less than a minute long of just quick clips intertwined. But as I mentioned, yeah, there's voice acting for both Robbie and Purah, and the voice acting for Purah in the Japanese version, if you listen to it, is the exact same thing she says in Breath of the Wild, no matter what version you play. And she says that when you just speak to her and she gives dialogue. I think that's pretty cool how she says the same phrase. It sounds exactly like Purah in Japanese. We're gonna hear Purah's voice fully fleshed out. Same thing with probably Robbie's, as we originally heard him in Japanese. As for those who don't know, all the grunts you hear in Zelda, they only stay in Japanese. They don't get, you know, translators for just grunts and whatnot. So with Purah, all of the sound effects and the snippety snap she made was the Japanese voice actress, but now we are going to hear an English rendition of all of that. And when you do listen to the English version, while it's not as iconic as, you know, the Japanese, I'm not gonna lie, just probably because we played the game in Japanese, only hearing her say snap and all of her little catchphrases in Japanese, that it doesn't fit as much as in English, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I mean, the fact that this game will have English voice acting still in it, that they're carrying on that Breath of the Wild concept, to me is amazing. Like, I want Nintendo to keep that, because I think it gives life to the game. Like I said, as long as they don't give Link a voice, I don't really care. I'll get accustomed to all the other characters. And I have to say, Robbie's English voice sounds pretty cool. I mean, he sounds kind of like a very stereotypical, mysterious anime character, but I guess that's to be expected. And then obviously Purah just sounds very high pitched and whatnot. But overall, their redesigns, or I guess their original designs before they became old, look really good, and I'm really excited to play as them and see what their abilities will be. It probably will have to do with controlling guardians, or really using the Sheikah tech in a very heavy sense, especially when it comes to Sheikah mechanics, unless they like really incorporate their abilities with the Sheikah runes. But we'll see when the time comes. Either way, that was all the trailer had to offer, and that's all the information we got. Just a small little snippet of them. And what's interesting is, like, at the end of the trailer, though, it shows it to us like it's a memory. Even at the beginning of the trailer, all of the trailers have been advertised like that, almost as in they are memories from Breath of the Wild. And it's probably maybe because this game won't feel like it's taking place in the present, but it will feel like they're all memories to Breath of the Wild's story. That would be kind of insane. Like, imagine if the entire story of Hyrule Warriors is Zelda telling the story, or Link telling the story or something, and it's just them jumping into memories. Maybe, or that's just how they're marketing the trailers. Overall, I just think it's interesting how it is represented to us almost like a memory flashback, but that just might be how the whole story is told. Regardless, I am beyond excited, and yeah, let me know what you guys think of the redesigns. Like I said, I absolutely love them. Let me know how hyped you guys are for this game. We have less than 2 months, about a month and a half left. I am so hyped. I cannot wait, and when the game comes out, we're going to be playing through it entirely. Let's playing it, doing all types of videos, so make sure you guys are subscribed, and I guess ring the bell. I never actually say that, but I just feel like I should, since that's the thing. You know, ring the bell so you can stay notified on YouTube and all of that jazz. Or follow me on Twitter and social medias. But regardless, that's about it for this trailer. There's not really much else we can take from outside of looking at their new redesigns. I mean, you can kind of try to pinpoint where they're at, because at one point we see a lamp on top of a guardian where Purah's standing, and, you know, the other area where there's a lot of books where Robbie's standing. both of those sections might be either inside Hyrule Castle or inside one of the Sheikah tech labs as they're researching. I have a higher feeling it might be that, as there's a Sheikah laying around, so that might be where it is. We might actually get to see Sheikah tech labs fully established. But okay, let me not drag this video on. I just thought I'd give you guys my speculation. It looks like my speculation is just kind of turning into rambling, but I'm gonna end off the video here. Please leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, whether it's more Hyrule Warriors news or just my upcoming video. Anyways, I'll see you all then. Bye.
I will remind you once again. Above all else, your duty is of the utmost importance.
Rule 1 of the researcher's code is to never give up.
Oh yeah! Check it! It won't be easy, but we're not gonna let that stop us, eh?
今一度言うておく。夢夢、己が使命を忘れるでないぞ。
可能性があるのなら諦めないのが研究者だ。
はーい、チェッキー！私たちでどんどん研究を進めないとね。